it almost feel like nothing's changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like you've been here before? How am I gonna be an optimist about this? How am I gonna be an optimist about this? If you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing's changed at all?
Is this a holiday?
What dost thou with thy best apparel on? You, sir, what trade are you?
A trade, sir, that I hope I may use with a safe conscience, which is indeed, sir, a mender of bad souls.
Art thou?
I am indeed, sir, a surgeon of old shoes. When they are in great danger, I do recover them.
What work have I done in my shop today?
Truly, sir, to wear out their shoes, to put myself into more work. But indeed, sir, we make holiday to see Caesar to rejoice in his triumph.
Wherefore rejoice! What conquest bring he home? You blocks, you stones, you worse than senseless things! Knew you not Pompey? Many a time and oft did you climb up to walls and battlements to see great Pompey pass the streets of Rome. And now do you strew flowers in his way that comes in triumph over Pompey's blood. Pray to the gods to intermit the plague that needs must light on this ingratitude.
Go, good countrymen. Go you down that way towards the capital. This way will I. Disrobe the images if you divine and decked with ceremonies.
May we do so? You know it is the feast of Lupercal.
It is no matter, but no images be hung with Caesar's trophies.
Caesar! 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 Caesar!
Caesar speaks! Calpurnia, here, my lord. Stand you directly in Antonio's way when he doth run his course. Antonio!
Caesar, my lord.
Forget not in your speed, Antonio, to touch Calpurnia. For our elders say the baron, touched in this holy chase, shake off their sterile curse.
I shall remember. When Caesar says do this, it is performed.
Set on and leave no ceremony out.
Yet again!
Who is it in the press that calls on me?
Beware the eyes of March!
What man is that?
A soothsayer bids you beware the Ides of March.
Set him before me, let me see his face.
Fellow, come from the throng, look upon Caesar.
What sayst thou to me now? Speak once again.
Beware the eyes of March!
He is a dreamer, let us leave him. Pass!
Go see the order of the course.
Not I.
I pray you, do.
I am not gamesome. I do lack some part of that quick spirit that is in Antony. Let me not hinder, Cassius, your desires. I'll leave you.
Brutus, I do observe you now of late. I have not from your eyes that gentleness and show of love as I was wont to have.
Cassius, be not deceived. If I have veiled my look, I turn the trouble of my countenance merely upon myself. Vexed I am of late with passions of some difference. But let not therefore my good friends be grieved, among which number, Cassius, be you one.
Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself, but by reflection, by some other things.
'Tis just, and it is very much lamented, Brutus, that you have no such mirrors as could turn your hidden worthiness into your eye.
Into what dangers would you lead me, Cassius?
Therefore, good Brutus, be prepared to hear. And since you know you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection, I, your glass, will modestly discover to yourself that of yourself which you yet know not of.
What means the shouting? I do fear the people choose Caesar for their king.
Ah, do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so?
I would not, Cassius, yet I love him well. But what is it that you would impart to me? If it be aught toward the general good, set honor in one eye and death in the other, and I will look on both indifferently.
Well, honor is the subject of my story. I was born as free as Caesar, so were you. We both have fed as well as he. We can both endure the winter's cold as well as he. For once, upon a raw and gusty day, the troubled Tiber chafing with her shores, Caesar said to me, "Darest thou, Cassius, now leap in with me into this angry flood and swim to yonder point?" Upon the word, accoutred as I was, I plunged in. But ere we could arrive the point proposed, Caesar cried to me, "Help me, Cassius, or I sink." And this man is now become a god, and Cassius is a wretched creature who must bend his body if Caesar carelessly but nod on him.
Another general shout! I do believe that these applauses are for some new honors that are heaped on Caesar.
Why, man, he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus, and we, petty men, walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men at some times are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings.
That you do love me, I am nothing jealous. What you would work me to, I have some aim. Till then, my noble friend, chew upon this. Brutus had rather be a villager than to repute himself a son of Rome under these hard conditions as this time is like to lay upon us.
I am glad that my weak words have struck but thus much show of fire from Brutus.
The games are done and Caesar is returning. The angry spot of glow on Caesar's brow, and all the rest look like a chidden train.
Casca will tell us what matters.
Antonio, Caesar. Yond Cassius has a lean and hungry look. He thinks too much. Such men are dangerous.
Fear him not, Caesar. He's not dangerous.
I fear him not. I do not know a man I should avoid so soon as that. Spare Cassius. He loves no plays as thou dost, Antony. He hears no music. Such men as he can never be at heart's ease, whiles they behold a greater than themselves, and therefore are they very dangerous. I rather tell thee what is to be feared than what I fear, for always I am Caesar.
You pulled me by the cloak!
Would you speak with me?
Aye, Casca. Tell us what hath chanced today that Caesar looks so sad.
Why, there was a crown offered him, and being offered him, he put it by with the back of his hand, thus. And then the people fell shouting.
Tell us the manner of it, gentle Casca.
I can as well be hanged as tell the manner of it. For mere foolery, I did not mark it. I saw Mark Antony offer him a crown, yet 'twas not a crown neither, 'twas one of these,
Coronets?
coronets! And as I told you, he put it by once. But for all that, to my thinking, he would fain have had it. Then he offered it to him again. Then he put it by again. But to my thinking, he was very loath to lay his fingers off it. Then he offered it to him the third time. He put it the third time by. And still as he refused it, the rabblement howled and clapped their chopped hands and threw up their sweaty nightcaps and uttered such a deal of stinking breath because Caesar refused the crown that it had almost choked Caesar. For he swooned and fell down at it. And for mine own part, I durst not laugh for fear of opening my lips and receiving the bad air.
But soft, I pray you, what? Did Caesar swoon?
'Tis very like he hath the falling sickness.
No, Caesar hath it not, but you and I and honest Casca, we have the falling sickness.
I know not what you mean by that, but I am sure Caesar fell down. If the tag-rag people did not clap him and hiss him, according as he pleased or displeased them, as they used to do the players in the theater, I am no true man.
Did Cicero say anything?
Aye, He spoke Greek.
To what effect?
Those that understood it smiled and shook their heads at one another, but for mine own part, it was Greek to me. I can tell you more news too. Morellus and Flavius, for pulling scarves off Caesar's images, are put to silence.
Will you dine with me tomorrow?
If I be alive, and your mind cold, and your dinner worth the eating.
Good, I will expect it.
What a blunt fellow is this grown to be.
His rudeness is but a sauce to his good wit, which gives men stomach to digest his words.
So it is. For this time I will leave you. Tomorrow, if you please to speak with me, come home to me, and I will wait for you.
I will do so. Till then, think of the world.
Good evening, CASCA. Brought you Caesar home. Why are you breathless, and why stare you so?
Oh, Cicero! I have seen tempests where the scolding winds have writhed the naughty oaks, but never till tonight, never till now did I go through a tempest dropping fire. Either there is some civil strife in heaven, or else the world too saucy with the gods incenses them to send destruction.
Why, saw you anything more wonderful?
Against the capital I met a lion who wasted me and went surly by without annoying me. And when these prodigies do so conjointly meet, let not men say, here their reasons, they are natural, for I believe these are portentous things.
Indeed, it is a strange disposed time. But men may construe things after their fashion, fleeing from the purpose of the things themselves. Come Caesar to the capital tomorrow?
He does.
Good night then, CASCA. This disturbed sky is not to walk in.
Farewell, Cicero. Who's there? A Roman?
CASCA by your voice.
Your ear is good. Cassius, what night is this?
A very pleasing night to honest men.
Whoever knew the heavens many so?
Those that have known the earth so full of faults. For my part, I have walked about the streets, submitting me unto the perilous night.
Oh, wherefore did you so much head?
You are dull, CASCA, and those sparks of life that should be in a Roman you do want. But if you would consider the true cause, why all these things changed from their ordinance to monstrous quality, why you shall find that heaven hath infused them with these spirits, to make them instruments of fear and warning. Now could I, CASCA, name to thee a man most like this dreadful night?
'Tis Caesar that you mean, is it not, Cassius? Indeed, the senators tomorrow mean to establish Caesar as a king.
I know where I will bear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius.
Be factious for redress of all these griefs, and I will set this foot of mine as far as who goes farthest.
There's a bargain made.
Stand close a while, for here comes one in haste.
He is a friend. Sin up where haste you so.
To find out you. Who's that? Metellus Cimber?
No, it is CASCA, one incorporated to our attempts.
Oh, Cassius, if you could but win a noble Brutus to our party.
Be you content. Good Cinna, take this paper, where Brutus may but find it. Throw this in at his window. This done, repair to Pompey's court, where you shall find it. Is Decius Brutus and Trebonius there?
All but Metellus Cimber. I will hide, and so bestow these papers as you may.
That done, repair to Pompey's theater. Come, CASCA. You and I will yet ere day see Brutus at his house. 3 parts of him is ours already, and the man in Tyre upon the next encounter yields him ours.
Oh, he sits high in all the people's hearts, and that which would appear offense in us, his countenance, like richest alchemy, will change to virtue and to worthiness.
It must be his death. And for my part, I know no personal cause to spurn at him, but for the general, he would be crowned. How that might change his nature, there's the question. I have not known his affections swayed more than his reason, but 'tis a common proof that lowliness is young ambition's ladder, whereto the upward climber turns his face. But when he once attains the utmost round, he then unto the ladder turns his back, looks in the clouds, scorning the base degrees by which he did ascend. So Caesar may, then lest he may prevent, and therefore think him as a serpent's egg, which hatched would as his kind grow mischievous, and kill him in the shell.
Searching the window for a flint, I found this paper, thus sealed up, and I'm sure it did not lie there when I went to bed.
Is not tomorrow, boy, the Ides of March?
I know not, sir.
Brutus, thou sleepst, awake and see thyself. Shall Rome, etc. Speak, strike, redress. Shall Rome, etc. Thus must I piece it out. Shall Rome stand under one man's awe? What? Rome? My ancestors did from the streets of Rome the Tarquin drive when he was called a king. Speak, strike, redress. Am I entreated to speak and strike?
Sir, March has wasted 15 days.
'Tis good. Go to the gate, somebody knocks. Since Cassius first did wet me against Caesar, I have not slept. Between the acting of a dreadful thing and the first motion, all the interim is like a phantasma or a hideous dream.
Sir, tis your brother Cassius at the door.
Good morrow, Brutus. Did we trouble you?
I have been up this hour, awake all night. Know I these men that come along with you?
Yes, every man of them, and no man here but honors you. This is Trebonius.
He is welcome hither.
This, Decius Brutus.
He is welcome too.
This, Casca. This, Cinna. And this, Metellus Cimber.
Give me your hands all over, one by one.
And let us swear our resolution.
No, not an oath. What need we any spur but our own cause to prick us to redress? Swear, priests and cowards, but do not stain the even virtue of our enterprise to think that or our cause or our performance did need an oath.
But what of Cicero? Shall we sound him?
Let us not leave him out.
No, by no means.
Oh, let us have him, for his silver hairs will purchase us a good opinion.
Shall no man else be touched, but only Caesar?
Decius, well urged. I think it is not meet Mark Antony, so well beloved of Caesar, should outlive Caesar. We shall find him a shrewd contriver, which, to prevent, let Antony and Caesar fall together.
Our course will seem too bloody, Caius Cassius, to cut the head off and then hack the limbs. Let's be sacrificers, but not butchers, Caius. We all stand up against the spirit of Caesar. Let's kill him boldly, but not wrathfully. We shall be called purgers, not murderers. And for Mark Antony, think not of him.
'Tis time to part.
But it is doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth today or no, for he is superstitious grown of late.
Never fear that, for if he be so resolved, I cannot sway him.
The morning comes upon us. We'll leave you, Brutus, and friends, disperse yourselves. But all remember what you have said and show yourselves true Romans.
Good gentlemen, look fresh and merrily. Let not our looks put on our purposes, but bear it as our Roman actors do. Boy, Lucius! Fast asleep? 'Tis no matter. Enjoy the honey-heavy dew of slumber.
Brutus? My lord!
Portia, what means you? Wherefore rise you now? It is not for your health thus to commit your weak condition to the raw, cold morning.
Nor for yours either. You have unchecked me, Brutus, stole from my bed, and yesternight at supper you suddenly arose and walked about, musing and sighing with your arms across. When I asked you what the matter was, you stared upon me with ungentle looks. I urged you further. Then you scratched your head, and too impatiently stamped with your foot. Yet I insisted, yet you answered not, but with an angry wafture of your hand gave sign for me to leave you. So I did, fearing to strengthen that impatience which seemed enkindled, and withal hoping it was but an effect of humor which sometime hath its hour with every man. It will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep. And could it work so much upon your shape as it hath much prevailed on your condition, I should not know you, Brutus. Dear my lord, make me acquainted with your cause of grief.
I am not well in health, and that is all.
Is Brutus sick? And is it physical to walk unbraced and suck up the humors of the day morning? What? Is Brutus sick? And will he steal from his wholesome bed to add unto his sickness. No, my Brutus, you have some sick offense within your mind, which by the right and virtue of my place I ought to know of. Upon my knees, I charm you, by my once commended beauty, by all your vows of love, by that great vow which did incorporate and make us one, that you unfold to me why you are heavy, and what men tonight have had resort to you.
Kneel not, gentle Portia.
I should not need if you were gentle, Brutus. Within the bonds of marriage, tell me, Brutus, is it accepted I shall know no secrets that appertain to you? Am I yourself but in sort or limitation, to keep with you at meals, to comfort your bed, and to talk to you sometimes? Dwell I but in the suburbs of your good pleasure? If it be no more, then Portia is Brutus' harlot, not his wife.
You are my true and honorable wife, as dear to me as are the ruddy drops that visit my sad heart.
If this were true, then I should know this secret. Think you I am no stronger than my sex? Tell me your counsels, I will not disclose them. I have given strong proof of my constancy, giving myself a voluntary wound here in the thigh. Can I bear that with patience and not my husband's secrets?
O ye gods, render me worthy of this noble wife. Hark, what not? Portia, go in a while, and by thy bosom shall partake the secrets of my heart.
Nor heaven nor earth have been at peace tonight. Thrice have Calpurnia in her sleep cried out, "Help! Ho, they murder Caesar." Who's within?
My lord.
Go bid the priests do present sacrifice and bring me their opinions of success.
I will, my lord.
What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house today.
Caesar shall forth. The things that threaten me ne'er look but on my back. When they shall see the face of Caesar, they are vanished.
Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies, yet now they fright me. There is one within, recounts most horrid sights seen by the watch. A lioness hath whelped in the streets, and graves have yawned and yielded up their dead. Horses did neigh, and dying men did groan, and ghosts did shriek and squeal about the streets. Oh, Caesar, these things are beyond all use, and I do fear them.
What can be avoided, whose end is purposed by the mighty gods? Yet Caesar shall forth. For these predictions are to the world in general, as to Caesar.
When poor men die, there are no comets seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes.
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. What say the augurs?
They will not have you to stir forth today, plucking the entrails of an offering forth. They could not find a heart within the beast.
The gods do this in shame of cowardice. Caesar should be a beast without a heart if he should stay at home today for fear.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Do not go forth today. Call it my fear that keeps you in the house and not your own. Let me, upon my knee, prevail in this.
Mark Antony shall say I am not well, and for that humor I will stay at home. Here's Decius Brutus. He will tell them so.
Caesar, all hail. Come now, worthy Caesar, I come to fetch you to the Senate House.
I will not come today. Tell them so, Decius.
Say he is sick.
Shall Caesar send a lie? Decius, go and tell them I will not come.
Most mighty Caesar, might I know some cause, lest they laugh at me when I tell them so.
Calpurnia here, my wife, stays me at home. She dreamt tonight she saw my statue, which, like a fountain with an 100 spouts, did run pure blood, and many lusty Romans did come smiling and bathe their hands in it.
This was a dream all misinterpreted. It was a vision, fair and fortunate. Your statue, spouting blood in so many pipes, signifies that from you, great Rome shall suck reviving blood.
You well expounded it.
I have. Now the Senate have concluded to give this day a crown to mighty Caesar. If you shall send word you will not come, their minds may change. Besides, it were a mock. Break up the Senate till another time, when Caesar's Caesar's wife meets with better dreams?
How foolish do your fears seem now, Calpurnia. I am ashamed I did yield to them. Give me my robe, for I will go. And look, where Trebonius has come to fetch me.
Good morrow, Caesar.
Welcome, Trebonius. What, Brutus, are you stirred so early too? Good morrow, Casca. What is t'clock?
Caesar, it is struck at 8.
I thank you for your pains and courtesy. Well, look, Antony, that long a night is not withstanding up. Good morrow, Antony! So, too, most noble Caesar. Now, sit up. Now, Metellus, watch Trebonius. Be near me, that I may remember you.
Caesar, I will, and so near I'll be that your best friend I'd wish I'd been further.
Good friends, go in and taste some wine with me, and we, like friends, will straightway go together.
Caesar, beware of Brutus. Take heed of Cassius. Come not near Casca. Have an eye to Cinna. Trust not Trebonius. Mark well Metellus Cimber. Decius Brutus loves thee not. There is but one mind in all these men, and it has been against Caesar. The mighty gods defend thee, thy lover, Artemidorus. If thou reasonest so, Caesar, thou mayest live.
I prithee, boy, run to the Senate house. Stay not to answer me.
What shall I do? Run to the capital and nothing else?
Yes, bring me word. If thy lord look well, what Caesar doth, what suitors press to him? Come hither, fellow, what is t'clock?
About the 9th hour, lady.
Is Caesar yet gone to the capital?
Not yet, madam. I go to take my stand.
Thou hast some suit to Caesar, hast thou not?
That I have, lady. If it shall please Caesar, I shall beseech him to befriend himself.
Why, knowest thou any harms intended towards him?
None that I know will be, much that I fear may chance.
Run, Lucius, and commend me to my lord, and bring back what word he doth say to me.
Caesar! The Ides of March are come.
Aye, Caesar, but not God.
Hail, Caesar, read this schedule.
Trebonius doth desire at your leisure you to read this his humble suit.
Oh, Caesar, read mine first, for mine's the suit that touches Caesar near. Read it, great Caesar.
What touches us ourselves shall be last, sir.
Sirrah, give place.
What? Urge your petitions in the street? Come to the capital. Casca, be sudden, for we fear prevention. Brutus, what shall be done?
Cassius, be constant.
Trebonius knows his time. For look you, Brutus, he draws Mark Antony out of the way.
Where is Metellus for good? Let him presently first suit to Caesar.
He's addressed. Press near and second him.
Casca, you are the first that rears your hand.
What is now amiss that Caesar and his Senate must redress?
Most high, most mighty, most puissant Caesar, Metellus Cimber throws before thy seat and humble heart.
I must prevent thee, Cimber. These couchings and these lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary men. Thy brother by decree is banished. If thou dost bend and pray and fawn for him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way. No, Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause.
Is there no voice more worthy than mine own to sound more sweetly in great Caesar's ear for the repeal of my banished brother?
I kiss thy hand, but not in flattery, Caesar, desiring you that Publius Cimber may have an immediate freedom of repeal.
What, Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar. Caesar, pardon. As low as to thy foot doth Cassius fall, to beg enfranchisement of Publius Cimber.
I could be well moved if I were as you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am constant as the northern star. The skies are painted with unnumbered sparks, but there's but one in all doth hold his place. So in the world 'tis furnished well with men. Yet in the number I do know but one that unassailable holds on his rank, unshaked of motion, and that I am he.
Oh, Caesar.
Hence wilt thou lift up Olympus?
Great Caesar.
Doth not Brutus bootless kneel?
Speak hands for me.
To protect
Liberty! Freedom! Tyranny is dead! Young hence, proclaim, cry it about the streets!
Some to the common pulpits and cry out, liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement!
People and senators, be not affrighted, fly not, stand still, ambition's debt is paid.
Stand fast, lest some friend of Caesar's should chance.
Where is Antony?
Fled to his house amazed.
Stoop, Romans, stoop, and let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood. And then walk we forth, even to the marketplace. Let's all cry, peace, freedom, and liberty!
Stoop then and wash. How many ages hence shall this, our lofty scene, be acted over in states unborn and accents yet unknown?
How many times shall Caesar bleed in sport, that now on Pompey's basis lies along no worthier than the dust?
So oft as that shall be, so often shall the not of us be called, the men who gave their country liberty.
What, shall we part?
Yes, every man away, Brutus shall lead.
Soft, who comes here? A friend of Antony's.
Thus did Mark Antony bid me fall down, and being prostrate, thus he bade me say, if Brutus will vouchsafe that Mark Antony may safely come to him, and be resolved how Caesar hath deserved to lie in death, Mark Antony shall not love Caesar dead so well as Brutus living. So says my master Antony.
Tell him, so please him come unto this place, he shall be satisfied, and by my honor depart untouched.
I'll fetch him presently.
Welcome, Mark Antony.
O mighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who else must be let blood? Who else is rank? If I myself, there is no hour so fit as Caesar's death's hour, nor no instrument of half the worth of those your swords made rich with the most noble blood in all the world.
Oh, Antony, beg not your death of us. Though now we must appear bloody and cruel, our hearts you see not. They are pitiful and pity to the general wrong of Rome.
Your voice shall be as strong as any man's in the disposing of new dignity.
Only be patient till we have appeased the multitude, beside themselves of fear, and then we will deliver you the cause. Why I, that did love Caesar when I struck him, have thus proceeded.
I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each man render me his bloody hand. First, Marcus Brutus will I shake with you. Next, Caius Cassius, do I take your hand. Next, Decius Brutus, yours. Now yours, Metellus. Yours, Cinna, and my valiant Casca, yours. Though last not least in love, good Trebonius. Gentlemen all, alas, what can I say? That I did love thee, Caesar, oh, 'tis true. Then thy spirit look upon us now, shall it not grieve thee dearer than thy death to see thy Antony making his peace, shaking the bloody fingers of thy foes?
Mark Antony.
Pardon me, Caius Cassius.
I blame you not for praising Caesar so, but what compact mean you to have with us?
Friends am I with you all, and love you all, upon this hope that you shall give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Or else this were a savage spectacle. Our reasons are so full of good regard that were you Antony, the son of Caesar, you should be satisfied.
That's all I seek. And am moreover suitor that I may produce his body to the marketplace, and in the pulpit, as becomes a friend, speak in the order of his funeral.
Know you how much the people may be moved by that which he will utter?
Mark Antony, here take you Caesar's body. You shall not in your funeral speech blame us, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar, and say you do it by our permission, or else you shall not have any hand at all about his funeral.
Be it so. I do desire no more.
Prepare the body then, and follow us.
Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Over thy wounds now do I prophesy. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber all the parts of Italy, and Caesar's spirit, raging for revenge, with Ate by his side come hot from hell, shall cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war. You serve Octavius Caesar, do you not?
I do, Mark Antony.
Oh, Caesar! Thy heart is big. Is thy master coming?
He lies tonight within 7 leagues of Rome.
Post back with haste and tell him what hath chanced. Here is a mourning Rome,
a dangerous Rome. No Rome of safety for Octavius yet. Lend me your hand.
We will be satisfied.
Let us be satisfied.
We will be satisfied.
Let us be satisfied.
We will be satisfied.
Let us be satisfied. Let us be satisfied. Let us be satisfied.
Follow me! And give me audience, friends!
The noble Brutus ascended! Silence!
Be patient till the last. Romans, countrymen, and lovers, hear me for my cause, and be silent that you may hear. If there is any in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar's, to him I say that Brutus' love to Caesar was no less than his. If then that friend demand why Brutus rose against Caesar, this is my answer. Not that I loved Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. As Caesar loved me, I weep for him. As he was fortunate, I rejoice at it. As he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. There's tears for his love, joy for his fortune, honor for his valor, and death for his ambition. Who is here so base that would be a bondman? If any speak, for him have I offended. Who is here so rude that would not be a Roman? If any speak, for him have I offended. Who is here so vile that would not love his country? If any speak, for him have I offended. I pause for a reply.
None, Brutus, none!
None, Brutus, none! None, Brutus, none!
None have I offended. Here comes his body, mourned by Mark Antony, who though he had no hand in his death, shall receive the benefit of his dying, a place in the commonwealth, as which of you shall not? With this I depart, that as I slew my best lover for the good of Rome, I have the same dagger for myself when it shall please my country to need my death.
Live, Brutus, live! Live! Live, Brutus, live! Live!
Let him be Caesar. Caesar's better parts will be crowned in Brutus.
For Brutus' sake, I am beholding to you.
What does he say of Brutus?
He says for Brutus' sake he finds himself beholden.
Twere best he speak no harm of Brutus here.
This Caesar was a tyrant.
Nay, that's certain.
Tyrant! 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 Tyrant!
Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears! I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones, so let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it were a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. When not the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which thrice he did refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I speak to say what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar.
Methinks there are reasons in his sayings.
If thou consider rightly of the matter, Caesar has had great wrong!
Oh, masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, I should do Brutus wrong and Cassius wrong, who you all know are honorable men. Yet, here's a parchment, and with the seal of Caesar. I found it in his closet. 'Tis his will.
We'll hear the will. Read it, Mark Antony.
The will! The will! We will read Caesar's will!
'Tis best you know not that you are his heirs.
Read the will. We'll hear it, Antony.
I fear I wrong the honorable men whose daggers have stabbed Caesar. I do fear it.
They were traitors! Honorable men!
The will! The testament! The will! The testament! The
If you
will!
have tears, prepare to shed them now. You all do know this mantle. Through this, the well-beloved Brutus stabbed. Judge, oh you gods, how dearly Caesar loved him. This was the most unkindest cut of all. Kind souls, what weep you when you but behold our Caesar's vesture wounded? Look you here. Here is himself, marred as you see with traitors.
Oh, piteous spectacle!
Oh, traitors! Villains!
Will be revenged! Bad!
Let me not stir you up. I am no orator as Brutus is, but as you know me all, a plain, blunt man.
Well, mutiny!
Mutiny! Mutiny!
Burn the house of Brutus!
Here is the will! And under Caesar's seal, to every Roman citizen he gives, to every several man, 75 drachmas.
Most noble Caesar will revenge his death.
Here was a Caesar, when comes such another?
Never, never come! Away, away! We will burn his body in the holy place, and with the brands, fire the traitors' houses. Take up the wine, go fetch fire! Cut down benches! Cut down farms, windows, anything! Caesar! 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 Caesar!
How now, fellow?
Sir Octavius has already come to Rome.
And thither will I straight to visit him.
I dreamt tonight that I did feast with Caesar.
Caesar! 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 Caesar!
Whither are you going?
Where do you dwell?
Are you a married man or a bachelor?
Answer every man directly.
Aye, and briefly.
Aye, and wisely.
Aye, and truly you were best.
What is my name? Truly, my name is Cinna.
Tear to pieces! He's conspiring!
I am Cinna the poet! I'm Cinna the poet!
Canvas bad verses.
It's no matter. His name is Cinna.
Listen, great things. Brutus and Cassius are levying powers. We must straight make head. Therefore, let our alliance be combined.
Let us do so, for we are at the stake and bait about with many enemies.
What now, Lucilius? Is Cassius near?
He comes, and hinders to do salutation from his master.
Hark, he has arrived.
Most noble brother, you have done me wrong.
Judge me, you gods. Wrong I my enemies, and if not so, how should I wrong a brother?
Brutus, this sober form of yours hides wrong. So what do you do next?
Cassius, be content. Sleep your brief softly, as you know you will.
That you have wronged me doth appear in this. You have condemned and noted Lucius Pella for taking bribes here of the Sargeants, wherein my letters, praying on his side because I knew the man, were slighted off.
You wronged yourself to write in such a case.
In such a time as this, it is not meet that every nice offense should bear his comment.
Remember March, the Ides of March, remember. Did not great Julius bleed for justice' sake? What villain touched his body that did stab and not for justice? What? Shall one of us contaminate our fingers with base bribes? I had rather be a dog and bay the moon than such a Roman.
Brutus, bait not me, I'll not endure.
Go to, Cassius.
It's possible.
Hear me, for I will speak. Must I give way and room to your rash choler?
Ye gods, must I endure all this?
All this, I mourn, fret till your proud heart break. By the gods, you shall digest the venom of your spleen, though it do split you. For from this day forth, I'll use you for my mirth, yea, for my laughter when you are waspish.
Is't come to this? When Caesar lived, he durst not thus have moved me.
Peace, peace, you durst not thus have tempted him.
Do not presume too much upon my love. I may do that I shall be sorry for.
You have done that you should be sorry for. There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats, for I am armed so strong in honesty that they pass by me as the idle wind, which I respect not. I would send to you for gold to pay my allegiance, which you denied me. Was this done like Cassius? Should I have answered Caius Cassius so?
I denied you not. Oh, Brutus hath rived my heart. A friend should bear their friend's infirmities, but Brutus makes mine greater than they are.
I do not till you practice them on me.
You love me not.
I do not like your faults.
Come, Antony and young Octavius, come. Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius. For Cassius is aweary of the world, hated by one he loves. Oh, I could weep my spirit from mine eyes. There is my dagger. I, that denied thee gold, will give my heart! Strike as thou didst at Caesar, for I know when thou didst hate him worse, thou lovest him better than thou ever lovest Cassius!
Sheathe your dagger. Be angry when you will, it shall have scope. Do what you will. Dishonor shall be humor.
Hath Cassius lived to be but mirth and laughter to his Brutus?
When I spoke that, I was ill-tempered too.
Do you confess so much? Give me your hand.
And my heart too. Oh, Cassius, I am sick of many griefs.
Of your philosophy you make no use if you give place to accidental evils.
No man bears sorrow better. Portia is dead.
Huh? Portia?
She is dead.
How staked I killing when I crossed you so?
Impatient of my absence and grief that young Octavius and Mark Antony have made themselves so strong. With this she fell distract, and her attendants absent swallowed fire.
Oh, ye mortal gods!
Come in. Titinius, welcome, good Messala.
Portia, art thou gone?
No more, I pray you. Messala, I have here received letters that young Octavius and Mark Antony bear down upon us with a mighty power, bending their expedition towards Philippi.
Myself have letters of the self-same tenure. Have you your letters from your wife, my lord?
No, Messala.
For certain, she is dead then, by some strange manner.
Why, farewell, Portia. We must die, Messala. With meditating that she must die once, I have the patience to endure it now.
Even so, great men, great losses should endure.
I have as much of this in art as you, but yet my nature could not bear it so.
Well, to our work alive. What do you think of marching to Philippi presently? Our legions are brimful, our cause is ripe. The enemy increaseth every day. We at the height are ready to decline. There is a tide in the affairs of men, and we must take the current when it serves or lose our ventures.
Then with your will, go on. We'll along ourselves and meet them at Philippi.
Lucius, my gown. Good night, Sulla. Farewell, Titinius. Noble Cassius. Good night and good repose.
Oh, my dear brother.
Farewell, everyone. Give me the gown. Where is the instrument?
Here in the tent.
What? Thou speakst drowsily? Poor knave, I blame thee not, thou art o'erwatched. Canst thou hold up thy heavy eyes a while and touch thy instrument a string or two?
Aye, my lord, and to please you.
It does, my boy. I trouble thee too much, but thou art willing. I will not hold thee long. If I do live, I will be good to thee. This is a sleepy tune. Oh, murderous slumber, layest thou thy lead mace upon my boy that plays thee music? Gentle knave, good night. Who comes here? Art thou some god, some angel, or some devil that makes my blood cold and my hair to stare?
Thou shalt see me at Philippi.
Why, I shall see thee at Philippi then! Boy! Lucius! Boris! Claudia! Sirs! Awake!
The strings, my lord, are false.
Didst thou dream, Lucius? Didst thou see anything?
Nothing, my lord.
Go and commend me to my brother Cassius, bid him set on his powers the times before, and we will follow.
Shall be done, my lord.
Now, Antony, our hopes are answering. They mean to warn us here at Philippi.
Tut, I am in their bosoms, and I know wherefore they do it.
Ready, generals, then it becomes in the gallant show. Defiant traitors, heart will be in your teeth. If you dare fight today, come to the field.
This same day must end that work with the Ides of March begun. If we do understand why we shall smile. If not, why then this parting was well made.
If we do meet again, we'll smile indeed. If not, 'tis true this parting was well made. My best friend ta'en before my face. In Parthia did I take thee prisoner, and then I swore to the saving of thy life, that whatsoe'er I did bid thee do, thou shouldst attempt it. Come now, keep thy oath, guide thou the sword.
ARTEMIDORUS is overthrown by noble Brutus' power, as Cassius' legions are by Antony.
These titles are all from Cassius.
Is not that he?
No, this wasn't Masala.
Distrust, success, have done this deed.
Hide you, Masala, I will seek you here for a while. Alas, thou hast misconstrued everything. But hold thee, take this garland on thy brow. Come, catch the sword, and find Titinius' heart.
Where Masala doth his body lie?
Lo yonder, and Titinius mourning it.
Titinius faces upward.
He is slain.
Oh, Julius Caesar! Thou art mighty yet. Thy spirit walks abroad and turns our swords at our own proper entrails.
Brave Titinius.
Friends, I owe more tears to this dead man than you shall see me pay. I shall find time, Cassius. I shall find time. 'Tis 3 o'clock in Romans, yet ere night we shall try fortune in a second fight! Yet, countrymen, oh, yet hold up your heads.
What bastard doth not? Who will go with me? I am the son of Marcus Cato, ho! Of foe to tyrants, and my country's friend.
I am Brutus! Modha!
Yield, or thou diest.
Only yield or die.
This is not Brutus, friend, but I assure you a prize no less in worth. Keep this man safe.
Thus says my lord.
Why this, Volumnius? The ghost of Caesar hath appeared to me. I know my hour is come.
Oh, not so, my lord.
Nay, I am sure it is, Volumnius. Thou seest the world, Volumnius, how it goes. Volumnius, thou knowest that we two went to school together. Even for that love of old, I prithee. Take thou my sword hilts whilst I run on it.
That's not an office for a friend, my lord.
I prithee, Strider, stay thou by thy lord. Hold then my sword, and turn away thy face while I do run upon it. Wilt thou, Strata?
Give me your hand first. Fare you well, my lord.
Farewell, good Strata. Caesar, now be still. I killed not thee with half so good a will.
What man is that?
My master's man. Brega, where's thy master? Free from the bondage you are in, Lucilius. For Brutus only overcame himself. No man else hath honor by his death.
All that serve Brutus, I will entertain them. Fellow, wilt thou bestow thy time with me?
This was the noblest Roman of them all. All the conspirators, save only he, did that they did in envy of great Caesar. His life was gentle, and the elements so mixed in him that nature might stand up to all the world and say, this was a man.
According to his virtue, let us use him. So call the field to rest, and let's away, to part the glories of this happy day.